Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to get back in on the Charger. We're going to get a lot of work done. We want to make this thing a roller before long. One thing we're really fighting is just some rims and tires, but I'll get that figured out. Hope you guys stay tuned. Let's get this car on the ground in the first time in, God, let's just say 30 plus years. So let's get to it. And if anything, maybe we'll get behind something with a yank strap and actually feel like we're driving it. So let's get to it, guys. Have a good one. Hi guys, welcome back. Another weekend on the Charger. We're going to throw the 8 3/4 together. Let me just bring you guys around here to the front end, show you what we did. So we have the full K-member installed. We just don't have like the bearings and the hub on the front end, but we did find a power steering box. I believe I got that from the same individual when I purchased, I don't know where. I think I either got it from the guy when I bought the 8 3/4 with the engines that I'm going to use, or I got it from the guy when I bought the Slant 6 and the 4-speed for the Duster. I'm not really sure which one of them gave it to me. I just remember when that was given to me, they said it was for an A body. I ran the numbers and it shows that it works and came from a Roadrunner or a GTX, so a B body. So mounted right up, we cleaned it, we have not painted it. We just stuck a piece of hose connecting it to itself. We still need to put a little bit of fluid in it. But we have a pitman arm on order, so got the whole front ready to go, waiting on a pitman arm. And I actually need a coupler. Whoever owned the car before me cut the whole like crappy Mopar steering box U-joint out of the car. It's just that little box and they're miserable to get apart. He just cut it off at the column because I'm guessing he needed the steering gear. So we have a steering gear, we have to wait for a coupler, and I believe I ordered the wrong one. The shaft on the steering box is 3/4 OD, and I need 3/4 to 1 inch because that's how far up on the column it is cut for the bar. So I have to somehow get it to go from I want to do a 3/4 to a 1 inch, and then I'll just 1 inch sleeve where it goes in there. And that's how we'll get our steering on this car, at least for the time being. What I'd like to really do is do a Borgeson manual unit, 1 in 16. But we're just going to have to go with what we have for the time being because those things are ridiculously expensive. But you guys, we're going to jump in on the 8 3/4. We're going to bring you guys forward for a fast forward on that. One big thing, you guys, I forgot the backing plate, so I actually put it together, and then I didn't record me taking the axles back out and putting the backing plates back on, but there's nothing to these. My whole unit was 3/8 fine thread bolts, and I put lock washers on everything, but I didn't use any gaskets. I just used gasket sealer. But to be honest, I didn't even count the gears I was putting in. I had a set of like 423s or something from my Challenger, but I decided to go with this unit that I got from the individual that I purchased the other rear end from because he said it's a Sure Grip. I didn't even look at that either. So we just stuck it in. We got axles, we got backing plates. We actually have a set of rims. You guys aren't really going to enjoy them because they are 5-bolt Ford Excursion rims. It's all I had and it's all I can find. For some reason, I can't find the original 3 to 4 rims that I had with the car 10 years ago. Who'd have guessed? But we're going to throw the 8 3/4 together. Hope you guys stay tuned and let's get back to it because I am rambling. So let's get to work. We got the 8 3/4 together. Again, like I said, in the fast forward, I didn't put the backing plates on. I actually had to track them down. Like I said, this thing was actually taken apart 8-10 years ago when I got the car, and it was spray painted, but eventually we'll knock that off and put some epoxy primer. The center section's not painted, but we'll deal with it later. But we got it all together. One thing I'm kind of waiting for on the rear end is the tires that I have set aside. I kind of want to connect the rear of the car to the front of the car the way Chris Birdsong does with, I think it's the 2x3 tubing at 0.95 diameter. So I think we'll probably do that before we do anything else. At least with this suspension, it would be nice to get the car on the ground, but I'd kind of like to just connect it. I'm not saying I didn't do a good job. It's just, you put this much work into it, you still have a bunch to weld and it's still kind of not ready. You might as well just finish it, which means connect the front to the rear. So lucky for me, I do have a few pieces of 2x3 with me from our trailer expedition. So I think we'll set this stuff up and just see how it looks. I know the stuff right here that was in my hand, that's actually 1/4 inch thick. That's pretty dang thick. So we'll see what we need, but we got the 8 3/4 together. Obviously we pressed new wheel studs into it. They were really cheap on Rock Auto. I ordered enough for the front and rear. They actually sent me double, so I have lug nuts and bolts, enough to even transfer over the duster if I really want to. But I think what we're going to conquer now is we're going to blow apart the rear end of this car. We're going to take the bumper off. We're going to take these quarter extensions off. And we're going to weld up the rear of the car. I keep forgetting that it's not welded together. I still have to put the trunk springs in on the corner. Still have to weld this panel in. Still have to weld in the rear taillight panel and the rear lower valance. So I think what we'll do to round this one out is we're going to get all that done. So I'm going to jump back in on some welding and some metal work, and I got to brace up the back of the car. It's not ready to go together, so let's get that going before we get it on the ground. So hope you guys stay tuned. Let's get in some metal work. We'll bring you back when we're about to start. We have to get out quite a few amount of tools just to tackle on the back, so we'll get all that set up and we'll bring you guys back. Let's get back to work. Hey guys, welcome back. So we're back on the Charger for another weekend. It's another Sunday, the only days I usually get to go to work on the car. We lost a little bit of what we were going to do again because I jump around like a rabbit. We started welding up the quarters, the lower valance, and the taillight panel. Now we've got this driver's side here pretty good, just welded. Now what we're doing is, instead of drilling holes on this lower valance to bottom section taillight, is we're welding from the inside of the trunk out, getting good penetration right there. Mostly doing that because I don't want to deal with grinding all of it right here. So we're going to keep drilling all the holes on the bottom section low here. We're going to weld that in, and then we'll bring you guys back for whatever we're going to do next. I think what we'll do is weld in the filler panel or try to fit the trunk hinges, because I've never really gotten the trunk lid to fit really good on this car. Just an issue of either repop trunk pan or bad placement of metal on my behalf. So let's get this taillight panel fixed. Let's get the bumper sections fixed. Get back to you guys. Stay tuned. Hey guys, back, little update. We're just in a welding frenzy today, so what I'm going to do is just put you guys on a bit of a time loop. We're going to weld in everything we can for the car. The rear sections, the only section we're going to leave loose is the little pin, so about here to here, no weld, so we can push these down if need be a little bit. And I think we're going to leave these inner supports and the actual filler panel not welded in, but we're going to roll under. We're going to double check all the quarter sections, check the wheel wells, check the doors. We're going to weld in the bumper supports. We're going to look at the tail panel supports and just gonna have a good go at welding because we're in a welding mood right now, and I haven't been wanting to weld for a really long time. So let's jump in it. Let's get some stuff welded. A lot of this stuff we're just gonna weld up solid line and then deal with it later. The bumper brackets, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be spot welded in, but just weld them in a line, make them nice and strong. I'm just gonna weld them. Just nice straight line on all three sides. We're gonna weld everything we can. We're gonna come back and we're gonna see what we're gonna do next. So I hope you guys stay tuned. Let's get to it. Hi guys, welcome back. See where we're at. We are done for the weekend. We are going to just give you guys a quick look at some of the rough stuff we did. Just welded everything up. So we've got each side here, the center section, and the lower valance right around here to the floor. So you have quite a few panels to weld together. It's the floor to the lower valance, and lower valance to the taillight panels to the quarters. And just lots of hole drilling. And honestly, we just welded those solid. Not the prettiest. May go back, mess with them a little bit, try to get them to look a little better, or just seal them the way they are, I don't know. Some other stuff we did is, I guess I left the quarters where the trunk extension was. We have that welded in. We welded in the full valance, full lower valance, full tail panel, full quarters. Honestly, the point that's left now for the rear would be just these trunk gutters, the top of the taillight panel, and then the trunk gutters to the quarter, and then the sail panel. So we got a lot of welding done. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys like, subscribe, comment, leave me something, and we'll get back out here on another weekend on the Charger. And hopefully we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the lower valance in the corner valance area. I don't like the way it looks, and I really don't want to Bondo it, but I hate the way the car has a bunch of brakes in it, so we might just Zeus right over that with some weld. But stay tuned, let me know what you guys want, and we'll keep working on the Charger. Have a good one.